Hi, this is Kim Curry from ANEW Life International. You are here for a very important reason, for such a time as this. So thank you for joining us. And I'd like to invite you to not only listen with your ears, but listen with your heart. You're about to hear some stories from amazing heroes in Brevard County, from across the country, all of us together making a passion plea to help stop this worldwide crime against humanity. Let's listen.
My name is Robert. I am a tattoo artist and have been for some time. Recently, I have decided to partner with ANEW Life International to provide my services as a tattoo artist to help transition people from a life they need to put behind them. For many years, I have facilitated this as a service to the public, free of charge, no questions asked, because they don't need to be. People change, and people go through things that shape them into the person that sits in front of you today. The person that sits in front of you is not always the same person from the past. And closing those doors is very important to opening new doors. So I provide a means to close a door, a blemish, if you will, on your body that you are not proud of, you are not happy with. And what I like to do is I like to make you proud again and happy with that. So for ANEW Life International, we will be covering the brands that are put on these men and women to identify them as property, which they are not. That is unacceptable. Human beings are not property under any circumstances. And I believe that you should not have to look at that every day for the rest of your life. Tattoos are permanent. It's my opinion that this being done to people is just evil. It is just pure evil. And from what I understand thus far, God has given me a talent to combat that evil in a very subtle way. So I have decided to do the easy thing, which is always the right thing, and extend my God-given talents to the rest of us who are beautiful creations of God. And it's a point in my career that makes me proud. Pride is a very difficult thing for me. It always has been. But knowing that usually in a very quiet way I can do this. This is the first time I've actually publicly said anything about the service that I provide. It's something that I see, in a grocery store or standing in line at a theme park. I spot things. I've been tattooing for 24 years. I read tattoos just like a language because that's what they are. And I see the signs. I see the people. And I go, you ever thought about getting rid of that? A lot of times the people look in shock, just pure shock, that I have said something about it. And it's scary because it brings them back to that place. It dredges up all of that old. Honestly, it makes me cry. It just hurts to see people traumatized on that level, and to be just wholly disrespected and enslaved. And I think that it's just my duty to, like I said, do the right thing.
Hello, I work for an organization called Tree of Life Ministries, and we're located in Honduras and throughout Spanish America. And we're seeing this impact happening all over, where just because of the desperation for the need for finances, the need to provide better for their family, people are being deceived into thinking that there is a solution by simply being sold into human slavery, something that we think is in our past, but it's very present today. It affects us in what we do and how we approach our organization as we reach out to young people, because it has now become a part of our preparation, preparing our young people to be ready for the deceit of someone trying to converse them or coerce them into becoming more involved or getting involved into this as a solution. So we suggest that, look into it, get involved, find out more information on how you can be a part and become active in making a difference with respect to the human trafficking that's affecting our world today. One of the ways that we are attempting to make a difference and bring awareness to primarily the students that we have studying in our school, as well as the communities that we reach out to through what we call Life in Action, and it's just providing life opportunities and putting that into action, is to not only bring this awareness, but preparation. Knowledge without application is dangerous. So we don't want to just give them knowledge, we want to give them applications so that they can be successful, like as an entrepreneurs, business people, be successful there in Honduras. And that by default reduces the risk of the desire to try to go somewhere else to find that better life when they are the ones that are creating that better life right there where they live.
Hola, mi nombre es Ingrid Sayala Henry. Trabajo para una organización que se llama Tree of Lives to Spanish America, Árbol de Vida. Nosotros ayudamos a personas en diferentes necesidades, pero en este momento te quiero contar algo y hacerte saber de que juntos podemos hacer una diferencia. Estamos enfrentando a la situación en este momento del tráfico humano y la pregunta es, ¿por qué? ¿O qué está pasando? ¿O qué estamos haciendo? A veces estamos queriendo hacer las cosas solos por nuestros medios, o a veces no estamos haciendo nada porque pareciera que es responsabilidad de otros, o porque pensamos que ¿qué podríamos hacer nosotros? Pero si trabajamos juntos podemos hacer una diferencia generacional. Y es tiempo de que tomemos acción. Tiene que ser ahora. Ahora es el mejor momento. Hay muchas personas en el mundo que están viviendo sin oportunidad, están viviendo sin esperanza, están viviendo esos momentos donde necesitas a tu hermano, esos momentos donde necesita tu apoyo, donde necesita tu ayuda. Entonces, ¿qué vamos a hacer? Y puedes empezar por tu familia, puedes empezar por tu vecino, por tu comunidad. No tienes que enfocarte en qué impacto estás haciendo en el mundo entero. Puedes enfocarte en el impacto que estás haciendo en tu entorno y apoyar esas pequeñas organizaciones que se están dedicando a poder ayudar a estas personas que están siendo víctimas del tráfico humano y que necesitan nuestra ayuda ahora, hoy, porque es urgente. Tenemos que hacer algo, tenemos que ayudarles y juntos podemos hacer una diferencia, porque juntos somos más fuertes y juntos podemos lograrlo, podemos hacer ese impacto.
I was living in Chicago, Illinois, actually in the suburbs of Chicago. It was 2003. I've been a speaker, a preacher, just about all of my life. And I was in my late 20s at this time. And I was resting on my sofa like I do, taking a nap. And a voice nudged me and said, I want you to get up and watch what's on your TV. I had no idea what was on the TV screen, but I was going to be obedient because that's just what I did. And as I began to watch the documentary that was playing out before me, the more I watched, the more horrified I became. It was a documentary on human trafficking. These were words I had not even heard before. All I can tell you is that I was marked for the rest of my life with what I saw. Because at the time, I had young children, the same age as the children that were portrayed in this documentary. It took me 3 weeks to gather myself. I was sick every single day, sick to my stomach by what I saw and the horrors of what was a reality. This was not just a show. It wasn't a movie. This was reality. And I asked the Lord, what could I do? Who am I? What do I have? And He said, you have the church. You have my people. I had been all over the world preaching the gospel, ministering to people, and specifically women. But this took things to a much deeper level. God broke my heart for what broke His. Human trafficking. And I remember the Lord began to give me a word and put together a word for the people so that they might understand what was right in our own backyard. And so the platform He gave me, I began to blow the whistle and blow the horn on what was happening. It wasn't just that we were feeding the poor. It wasn't just that we were helping the young children at basketball games. There was something deeper happening, and the Lord was calling for His people to step forth. During that time, I preached a message, and it awakened things, and people began to come forward, specifically women that were in these situations and circumstances. And when that door opened, I have to tell you, we were not yet prepared for what we were going to see and what we were going to encounter. But I wasn't backing down. We were not going to release the mandate that the Lord had given to us. And we began to minister to as many as we possibly could, put them in hotels when they could, just minister life to them where they had died on the inside. Soon I had to leave that particular city and that particular place and move on to the next place, but it never left my heart. And so now we're here again in Melbourne, Florida. And I tell you, there's a banner that's waving, and the Lord is moving again, and He's speaking about it is time again to get involved. Now is the time. So here we are in Melbourne, Florida, with ANEW Life International. They are making a difference. We're making a difference. Together, we can make a difference.
My name is Christy Stewart, and I serve with a nonprofit here in town called Love Inc., Love in the Name of Christ. And our mission is to mobilize local churches, the body of Christ, to change lives and communities in the name of Christ. So we know it takes a village to come around and help people as they're being taken out of human trafficking. So there's a couple things that we do here at Love Inc. One of the things is with those individuals, we come around them. So once these folks have been taken out of human trafficking, we can come, we provide a mentor that will call weekly and help them move forward. And we bring resources from the body of Christ around them. So we have mental health counseling. We have an auto purchase program. We have an auto repair program. We have a thrift store. So when they need furniture, appliances, houseware, and clothing, we can come around them and help them as they're on this journey of getting set free. As far as the community piece goes, we are saying no more on our watch are we allowing this community woe of human trafficking. No more. So our goal is to make it rare, brief, and non-reoccurring here in Brevard County. And we can do that through you, the body of Christ. So one of my passions is to hear people's heart, understand what their gifts and their passion is, and then get them connected with these organizations that are working hard to help these ladies get set free. So God bless you, and it takes a village, and we can do it together. I love collaboration, so I'm super excited that Love Inc. is collaborating with ANEW Life International. And one of the things we're doing is we have a personal care pantry and we only have large items. So we get lots of smaller items like lotions and perfumes and makeup and fingernail polish. And because ANEW Life International goes into different places to bring goodie bags to these gals that they're trying to love on and help them, come out of this lifestyle, we donate all those goods to them so that they can create those goodie bags. So it takes collaboration, and we're so glad to be able to come alongside in this way.
My name is Kenneth Delgado. I'm the senior pastor at the house, and probably just like you get tons of opportunities to help organizations that are trying to make a difference. Somewhere we have to select the one that really cares. There are 4 things that I look for in an organization if I'm going to support and help. The first of the 4 is called the heart. And there is a big difference between something that comes from the mind and something that comes from the heart. The heart makes all the difference in the world. Kim Curry has the heart to reach out for those people who are involved in human trafficking, those who are still in slavery, in that lifestyle. Not only does she have the heart, but she has point number 2. She has the capacity. Because so many people have a desire to try to do something, but don't have the capacity to actually make something happen. Kim Curry has the capacity to not only reach to the person, but has the capacity to get them from human trafficking into a lifestyle that is beneficial for their future, something that can make a difference for their community. So a person who can now look for a future that they didn't have before. That brings to number 3, that they have the resourcefulness to be able to make that difference. She has the capacity to expunge a person's past so that they have a new start, a new life international. She has the capacity to not just expunge it, but she has point number 4, the capacity to interlock so many other different organizations so that person has not only a new life to start, but has the resources to come up and to make that difference in that person's life. So they do have indeed a new start, a new life. Listen, this is not just about supporting someone, supporting something. This is about making a difference in our community. And it's not just we can. I'm here to say that you can. You can join. You can make a difference. You can impact a life. You can change somebody's future by coming along Kim Curry's ANEW Life International and watch her change lives with you supporting. Consider it. I am already one who is backing her up.
I'd like to just talk a little bit about something very dear to my heart that I have worked on educating the public for as many years as I've been in the Zonta Club of Melbourne, which is 17 years. And it's all about awareness. What we like to do is make the public aware about human trafficking, about violence against women and girls, and let everybody know what is happening, since Florida is such a hotbed of human trafficking. The statistics continue to show, even the latest statistics, that Florida is number 3 with the number of calls to the human trafficking hotline, and it doesn't change. So we have to do what we can to bring this awareness. Every time the Zonta Club of Melbourne speaks out or does any training, we always have people that are dumbfounded that human trafficking even exists and that it's here surrounding us. And it's always a shock to me that people still, after all the time that we've been doing it, that they still are clueless. And that's why we have such a campaign to speak and educate every organization, group that wants us. We've been in the schools, we educate children, we do what we can. The statistics do bear us out. that it's the sex trafficking that is number one, but there's also labor trafficking. And people don't realize so much about labor trafficking. And I always like to say to groups, this is truly what I believe, that if it wasn't for child labor, we'd all be naked and starving. And they need to make themselves aware of the products that are being made by children in so many countries all over the world. And to educate the public about labor trafficking, we have an annual event, the Zonta Chocolate Festival. And what we do is try to educate the public through that event about chocolate and the human trafficking of slave labor of children that goes on in the cocoa plantations. And we always identify the brands that people need to look at, the symbols that help them, not only with chocolate, but also with a lot of other products. And I want to thank Kim Curry with ANEW Life International for doing everything she does to prevent human trafficking, to help survivors, and expunging records of many of the survivors of human trafficking, because it's not unusual that they've been arrested and have been jailed for crimes before they actually do get rescued. And we appreciate that so much and all the work that you do. Kim and I are working on a new initiative through the Space Coast Human Trafficking Task Force that was initiated by State Attorney General Ashley Moody, and it's called the 100% Club. And to be a member of this club, you have to be a business owner that provides training to your employees about the signs to look for regarding human trafficking. And there's also a new Florida human trafficking tip line that anyone in the state of Florida is asked to call, and that number is appearing on your screen. And Kim and I will be working through the Space Coast Human Trafficking Task Force as chairs of the training committee to come up with some trainings for businesses in Brevard County. The first groups we want to contact that have so many businesses a part of are the 4 chambers that Zonta Club of Melbourne is a member of. And so we will be contacting the presidents of those chambers, and we will be asking them if they want to join the 100% Club, and we would be glad to come and train their employees about what to look for in the signs of human trafficking. Something I'd like to share that I always do when I'm speaking to groups of women, girls and women, that I feel is so important today, because so many of these sex trafficking incidents are from partners, intimate partners. And this is what I'd like to say. In matters of love, follow your heart, but please take your brain with you.
Hello, my name is Ben Kane, and I stand with this organization and any organization or any group of people who want to fight against and are working towards stopping human trafficking.
My name is Dottie Groover-Skipper. Together, we can make a difference. And together we have made a difference. In the 40-plus years I've been in the anti-trafficking trenches, I have seen how communities come together collaboratively to make a difference. We now have safe homes. We have strong legislation. However, in the state of Florida, we need more safe homes, both long-term and short-term, and we need even stronger legislation to impact in a positive way the lives of victims and survivors, and also to end the demand for human trafficking.
Hello, my name's Jan Edwards, and I'm the president and CEO of Paving the Way Foundation. and who we are is a fierce disruption in the cycle of child trafficking. Kim so graciously asked me to give my 2 cents in the space of the anti-trafficking world that we currently live in, and I'm going to give you some information and invite you to take some actions. So I'm going to give you 3 numbers: 8, 10, and 21. 8 is the average number of days it takes to groom and recruit a child online and have them send an explicit picture to a stranger. The number 10, the average age that these predators are going after is 10 to 13 years old. So these predators are targeting children as young as 4th and 5th grade. The number 21. Last year, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children reported 21.7 million child sexual abuse material pieces of content. That's up 28% over the prior year. Our children are being targeted intentionally to send explicit pictures to people they don't even know. And it's happening right underneath your roof. Because our predators do not need anything other than the cell phone that you've got in your hand right now. And that's how they're talking to our kids. So I invite you to take an action. 1, share what you're learning tonight with someone. There's been a lot of great information that's being shared tonight, so you can be educated, because when we're educated, you're empowered to fight this. The second thing I want you to do is during the ask, take that action. Prevention's just one piece of this. You can't even fathom the impact of being trafficked does to a human being. ANEW does phenomenal work in taking these men and women through the process. And the last piece, you got to get there is a solution, and it's me and you, because together we can make a difference.
Hi, my name is Renata. I am a survivor out of Jacksonville, Florida. I was rescued from a hotel about 7.5 years ago. And while trying to get my life back together, I realized that it was like basic necessities and basic needs that people need in life that I was being denied. I had a criminal record that was not too extensive, but because I have prostitution charges and things of the sort, I was told by numerous different homeowners, as well as some real estate agents and even property managers of apartment complexes, that I did not qualify and that they didn't want people like me in their neighborhood. So it was really discouraging for me. I had actually gotten an expungement after meeting Brent Woody, who is an amazing attorney from the Justice Restoration Center, and he helped me in our city to get an expungement of my record. So even though the charges and all were gone, everything was still showing up on my credit report. And so anytime I applied for anything, like, people were seeing that, and I was being judged for it, and I was being shut down. I couldn't even find a place to live for me and my children, and I was stuck living on, random people's couches or renting rooms. And it was just really hard. It was a hard way to live. And I called Brent one day, and he introduced me to Kim, who, without hesitation, jumped right in. And I'm so thankful for you, Kim, and ANEW, because today I am a paralegal at a promising law firm here in Jacksonville, Florida, who does not see my past. They don't see anything on paper. They are aware, and they support me 100, but I'm able to now get a place to live for my children because Kim was able to spend hours selflessly and just reaching out to different credit bureaus and different people and sending my expungement to them signed by the judge saying, no, this needs to come off of her record. People is not supposed to see this. So I just want to say thank you, Kim, for all that you do for us and for making us women feel special all the time. Thanks.
Truly honored and blessed to be able to serve the Human Trafficking Task Force of the Space Coast on behalf of Congressman Posey over the last decade. And what we've learned is raising the awareness is just a small part. Being aware of our surroundings, being aware of everyone that could possibly be a victim of human trafficking. You know, our emergency room physicians and those techs that are there, they're the ones that have the opportunity to spot where these victims are. Something I've also learned is hoteliers. With our hoteliers, there's a huge responsibility for them to be aware of who may be a victim. Then there's a different portion of understanding that our victims have trust issues. And to overcome that, it takes people within the system to gain that trust. It is about collaboration. And it is a blessing to have the collaboration of the Space Coast Human Trafficking Task Force along with ANEW Life International. What their work is to build the relationships, raise the awareness, and penetrate that wall, that barrier of the lack of trust that victims have with leaders. It is imperative that we continue to work together because we can't do anything without the help of our Creator. That's right. The faith-based community is critical in this partnership as we believe God using us as vessels to help out our community.
I'm Congressman Bill Posey. I'm thankful to be able to take a few moments to discuss an issue of vital importance, putting an end to human trafficking. It's truly awful that the United States, the beacon of freedom to the entire world, is also the #1 consumer of human trafficking on the planet. And our home state of Florida has become a central battlefield in our fight against this modern form of slavery. No one is immune, and it's a problem that affects every single community. But you can do something about it. We've been a partner in the fight against human trafficking by hosting regular summits in our community, taking part in local human trafficking task forces, calling on our federal agencies to make human trafficking a top priority, and working to advance the critical legislation that saves lives and makes a difference. But there's still a lot of work to do. I want to commend the efforts of ANEW Life International for their local outreach in providing much needed resources for victims and survivors of human trafficking.
Wow. And the tears come. That was incredible. You guys got to see how important collaboration is. You got to hear from so many different people here, right here in Brevard County, from Palm Bay, thank you, Mayor, to Melbourne organizations, pastors, tattoo artist, my daughter and grandkids, thank you guys. Other leaders, it's amazing the collaboration that is taking place, and it's so important. It's so important that awareness is raised. It's important that organizations are vetted. It's important for you to take action. If any of this has pulled on a heartstring and has made you that much more aware, or maybe aware for the first time, that human trafficking is happening right here. Whether it's sex trafficking, labor trafficking, organ trafficking, it's all going on. And I know that we have over 3 million children in Florida. Every one of those children is a potential target. That is a crazy statistic. But we can make a difference. Parents, you can love on your kids. You can make them feel heard, make them feel understood, make them feel valued, reducing the vulnerability so that when they're texted, when someone that pretends to be a friend tries to chat with them online or in one of their games and wants them to do something they're not comfortable doing, they can say no, because they know they have trusted people in life. They know their value, and they're less of a target. So we're asking you to please help. And you can help in any way that feels comfortable to you. Some of you want to be hands-on. We've got a place for you. Some of you have an extra car or maybe an office space or a home where we can put some of these ladies and keep them safe. Some of you want to give financially or are capable to do that. We just need you to do something, to take action, to be a part of the solution. Will you join us? Will you make a difference in a life? I love that if you guys are supporting internationally or nationally, that's fantastic. But please consider supporting locally as well. Know where the money's going, know what the organization is about, make sure they're a safe, legitimate, trusted organization. There's some bad folks out there, and they come in all shapes and sizes, some of them disguised as anti-trafficking organizations. So vet your organizations, but make a difference and get involved. So I'm Kim Curry from ANEW Life International, serving you locally here in Melbourne, the state of Florida, nationwide, and you can see me in Honduras every once in a while as well. But thank you very much, and thank you in advance for making a difference together with us. Together.
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 Together,
Together.
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 We can make a difference.
We can make a difference.
We can make a difference.
Podemos hacer una diferencia.
We can make a difference.
We can make a difference.
We can make a difference.
Thank you.